Hey everybody, in today's video, we're going to talk about how 6 historical figures would have written their resumes if they were applying for a job today. Let's face it, some days you just wish you were famous and talented enough for employers to line up in front of you. I mean, who'd ask Leonardo da Vinci for a resume, right? Or would someone as smart as Albert Einstein ever struggle to find a job? Well, you may be surprised to know that da Vinci is credited for inventing the resume, along with many other things. And Einstein struggled to find a job for 2 years after graduating. Now imagine those guys being asked to file a modern resume. Oh wait, you actually don't need to, since our team already did that for you. We used historical and biographical data to write modern resumes for 6 popular historical features. While our goal was to keep the accuracy as high as possible, we also gave each resume some progressive flair with our free resume templates, current writing best practices, and sprinkled in some humor. Alright, let's start with Leonardo da Vinci. Leonardo da Vinci is known as the inventor of the first helicopter prototype, a diving suit, and many other amazing types of machinery. Also, he might be the first person to pen a professional resume. In 1482, Leonardo was what we'd call today seeking a new gig and decided to pitch his services to Ludovico il Moro, the Duke of Milan. He wrote and filed an 11-point letter summarizing his skills, core competencies, and accomplishments. At Freesumes, we decided to give da Vinci's resume a modern spin and adapt it for today's market realities, using the original text translated by Mark Sandella. By the way, this resume design is based on our free resume template, Sweet Summer. Next, Frida Kahlo. Frida Kahlo, the world's most popular Mexican artist, a communist, and a femme fatale. Did you know that she wanted to become a doctor before giving away her heart and soul to the arts? Here's how Frida's resume might have looked during her earliest and formative years between 1925 and the 1940s. This resume design is based on our free resume template, Chili Pepper. Che Guevara. Ernesto Che Guevara had a wind whirl of a career, if that's the right word to pick. Trained as a doctor, better known as a revolutionary figure and communist leader. Che did a lot of stunts around the world, so his resume is on the bulkier side. After pouring all his efforts into helping Fidel Castro liberate Cuba and establish a communistic rule for nearly a decade, Che was ready for a change. Here's how his resume would look if he was to apply for a new governmental revolutionary position in Africa. This resume design is based on our free resume template, Modern Professional. Mata Hari. Who was Mata Hari? A prolific spy or femme fatale who crossed the wrong lines during her numerous escapades? Historians now concluded that much of her espionage career is an amplified myth, created and curated over years by different people involved in her execution and subsequent coverage of the facts. To avoid any speculations, we decided to write up a resume for Mata Hari that she could use to land another performing gig in some high-profile pre-war variety theater in Paris. This resume design is based on our free resume template, Sunny Afternoon. The one and only Albert Einstein. Did you know that Albert Einstein struggled to find a good teaching job for 2 years after graduation? Perhaps the fact that he was a man with no citizenship at the time didn't help during job interviews. Eventually, Einstein landed a gig with the Swiss Patent Bureau. Room 86 became the place where he conceptualized his defining scientific ideas. Below is Einstein's version of the resume prior to winning the Nobel Prize, because who even needs a resume after that? The resume design is based on our free resume template, Cayenne Splash. And finally, Marie Curie. Marie had a lot of firsts during her incredible academic career. She was the first woman to be accepted to the physics department at Sorbonne University, currently the University of Paris. The first female scientist to ever defend a PhD thesis. Also, the first female Nobel Prize winner and the first human to win it twice. And perhaps she was the first and only researcher to get such groundbreaking successes while doing her early chemical and radiation experiments from a shed. Here's how Marie would probably write her resume if looking for a new job after defending her PhD and before winning the first Nobel Prize. This resume design is based on our free resume template, Vintage Rose. Job search can be hard on anyone, but you shouldn't get discouraged if you are struggling to conceal employment gaps, find new gigs straight after graduation, or put your newly obtained degree to good use. History knows plenty of figures with a less than straight career projection curve, who still ended up being widely successful